Okay. So, welcome to this end of the semester review. There are two things I want to talk about, the two major projects or parts of your grade. One is the final exam and one is the film project. And let's start with the film project. As I said in the beginning, and it says in the syllabus, by the end of the semester, everyone has to turn in a short film of your own. And as I said, you can do it individually, work by yourself, write, film, whatever, all by yourself. Although you can absolutely use as many people as you want outside of class, friends, family, siblings, parents, anything at all. But you can also team up with others in your class. So you can partner with as many as 5 other people in the class. So if you want to work with others, you certainly can. Just make sure that I know exactly who's involved with every project. Quite often what happens is someone turns it in, not all the names are on there, so not everyone gets credit. So make sure that I do get credit. The way to turn it in, when you're done editing it, you export it, and when you have your final film, you upload it to YouTube. There are other ways you can do it. You can send it to me with Dropbox or Google Doc or something like that. But the easiest way is to simply upload it to YouTube and share the link with me. That makes it, very streamlined, very easy. Leave it public so that I can watch it. And then if you don't want it to live on YouTube, once the semester's over, you've gotten your grades, I can then pull it down, or you can take it off of YouTube or make it private or whatever. So that's the easiest way. Some students actually come to me. I'll be on campus next week and they bring their laptop and show me, or we meet in the Mac lab or something. So if you don't want to put it on YouTube and you are willing to come to campus and show me, I can watch it that way. But I do need to see your film to give you grades. So some other questions. One of the things, and you should be done filming, or I hope you are, but as I said, a lot of you are going to use your phones. If you do use your phone, do not shoot in portrait mode with the camera like this. Turn it sideways and shoot in landscape mode. If you shoot in portrait mode, even some of the shots, points will be taken off of your project. There are 2 giant black bars on the side if you do that. So keep it in landscape mode so you fill the screen with the video. Also, if you start filming in portrait and then turn it sideways, the image will be horizontal or, tilt. It's not the correct direction. So start filming in portrait mode. I'm sorry, landscape mode, and leave it that way. Let's see. Subjects. I've gotten some cool videos already. Some of you are on this call have already even shown me your videos. And they can be anything, any subject matter, any genre is fine. Some people ask about length. I don't even care about lengths. 20, 30 seconds, if it's really good, like animation or something that's really intensive, really well done, is fine. You can go well over the 2-3 minutes I suggest, again, as long as it's tightly edited. If you turn in a 15-minute movie and it really should be a 7-minute movie, that doesn't help your grade. So tightly edited. I don't know. Any other questions about the film project? It's due Friday, May 26th at midnight. So make sure I get your submission by then. But any thoughts, questions? Okay, the other main thing is the final exam. And this recording is going to go on 3 separate classes. And so this is kind of generic information, but you're going to have a final exam that will have somewhere between 75 and 100 questions. They're all multiple choice. The questions are going to be worth between 3 and 4 points each. And the test will equal 300 points. That's 30% of your final grade. The film is also 30% of your final grade. So more than half of your grade is what we're talking about right here. But the final exam will cover 3 main things. The first is the filmmaking terms. That's on the class page, and it talks about all of the terms that you should know when making and discussing movies, things like Steadicam and persistence of vision and all of those things. You should learn those terms. By the way, the test is online. The final exam is online. And so it's basically a take-home test. It's a time test, so you have to keep track of your time, because if you run out of time and you haven't submitted, you basically get a 0. So you want to be very aware of that. But that means you can prepare and have cheat sheets. I would, for example, print the list of filmmaking terms. I would probably print each of the handouts for the movies that we watched this semester. But the test is time. So if you haven't read through them and you're trying to find information, it could take you too much time and you won't get through it. So I do recommend, in addition to printing them, also reading them and maybe even highlighting important parts. I'll give you a hint. If you're watching this, this is a big one. You need to know every single director of all the films that we watched this semester. So know that. Have that information ready so that you have access to that. But yeah, it's the multiple choice tests, which seem easy, but when you have a lot of information, a lot of movies, it can be difficult. So I would prepare yourself to take it by having all the materials at your hand. Now, one thing I want to say is that you only get one attempt at the final exam. And what often happens is students think that they can open other, they can go to the webpage and I'm going to open up this assignment, and the test designed to not allow you to open up other pages once you start the test. So open up any pages, print things, all of that ahead of time before you start. Because once you start the test, it's timed. You only have so much time, and it's not supposed to allow you to open other pages. So let me see what other things are important. It opens at 7 o'clock on Monday morning and will close at midnight on Friday night. Now, this is a part that a lot of people mess up on every year. Every semester, assignments are due on Sunday at midnight, not during finals week. On finals week, everything is due Friday at midnight. On May 26th at midnight, if you haven't turned it in, you don't get points for it. So you want to make sure that you complete the test, submit your film, and also any missing assignments. I'm happy to grade anything that you haven't already submitted, as long as I get it before midnight on next Friday. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk about to help you prepare. What questions do you both have for me about the class or the final or film?
How does the extra credit apply to the film project? Because that I was heavy about.
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it, because it's going to allow me to explain it again. First of all, please do not look at the percentages. I got an email from a student from last semester saying, oh, wait, I thought I was getting an A and yet I got a C in the class. Why? It says I had 92% or whatever. The percentage means nothing. It's always wrong. Sometimes it's the opposite. Oh man, I only have 60% and yet I have 980 points, which is obviously an A. only look at your total points. So if you want to pass the class, you need 700 points. If you want an A in the class, not an A minus, you need an A, you need 920 points or more. So, and I look at your total points only, and that's what determines your final grade. So when it comes to extra credit, it's just points that add to your total. Now, if you think about it, if you went to the showcase and you brought a guest and you got a signature in an autograph, that's 300 points. That's the same as the final exam. That's also the same as the film project. So if you came to the showcase or you've done a lot of other extra credit, you can decide not to take the final exam. You've already got if you have 920 points, you have an A. And if you go to your class right now, you can look and it tells you your total points. Now, not all the assignments have been graded, but most of them have. And so you have a pretty good idea how you're doing so far. But if you didn't do a bunch of extra credit, you might only have 350 points. But if you get an A on the final exam and an A on the final film, that's say 600 added to your 350, that's 950, you have an A. So that's kind of how you have to calculate it. And so if you went to the showcase or did other extra credit, there's other possibilities. If you missed the showcase and you think you might want extra credit, let me know. And because I've got other options, but that essentially just goes to your point total. And you need 700 points to pass. So that makes sense?
It does. Because I'm really bad at filming, so yeah, that's why I needed the 300 for the film, because I intend to do the final because I'm good with tests, and tests are my strength. Filming, my Achilles heel. So yeah.
So
but
I mean,
I get it now.
After you take the test, and with having done all your work this semester, you might not even need to do a film project. You might already have an A. Or you might have to a B plus, and therefore you can do a quick little film that'll get you some points enough to get you that A or whatever, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I can live with a B plus, because honestly, as long as I get a passing grade, that's all that matters to me, no matter what the grade is.
Yeah. So you can look at your scores right now and figure out, like, for example, what is the score I need on the final exam to get that passing grade, or that whatever grade you want. And I'm speaking to you, but it's an example for anyone who's going to watch this. If you want to be in this class, you need 920 points or more. So what is it you have to do to get that done?
Right.
Yeah. And for me, it's only the points. I don't care what your percentage is. In fact, with extra credit, sometimes it can go over the 100%. I mean, sometimes someone can have 110%, but if you only have done maybe one assignment, any of the comments and responses for the films that we've watched this semester, you're missing all of those. Maybe with the extra credit, you have, over 100% of that's the grades that you've submitted. But if you haven't done some other assignments, maybe you're not even passing the class. So it's all about the total points.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that really set me back is 2 discussions, because I lost 5 points since my comments were like short, but
Yeah.
But I mean, if there's any extra credit opportunities I can make up for that, then
you already went to the showcase, so you're
I'm ahead of the curve. But
way
if
ahead.
if I do well on the final,
I would
made it.
I'd wait. If I were you, I would take the final first and then see what your points are. And maybe you can read a screenplay or watch a couple of other student films and earn some other points to boost your grade. But for you, I'm not sure you're going to need it. But other students, by the way, any assignment that you're missing, I will still grade, and you can still earn all those points. So
Okay.
even if you're behind, or in your case, Leo, if you said you were missing some points, well, if I said you need to write more, or you didn't do your responses or whatever, you can still submit them and then email me and say, hey, I added to my this response, and then I can go in and read it and give you some additional points. So it's
Okay.
not too late. Any
All
place.
right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
The problem is that if you do anything that already has a grade, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
notified of that. So you have to let me know. You have to say, hey, I went in and did more work on this assignment and this assignment. And then I, based on what you told me in that email, will go back and read your comments and responses and readjust your grade. But
Okay.
if I've already posted a grade, I
Mm-hmm.
won't know that you've submitted anything else. So you need to let me know. So,
Okay.
yeah. The last thing is that the movies are over. I'm no longer showing films on campus. I will be on campus a lot during finals week. So if you want to, show me your final film, or you have questions to prepare for the final exam, or you have anything at all, I'll be around. So you can come see me if you're on campus, or we can have a personal Zoom, or feel free to email me and I will respond right away. But I want to make sure that everyone is done with all their work by next Friday at midnight, because at that point, everything's too late. That's at midnight, whatever the points you have are the points you have. So, the two of you are here, so you can ask me questions. But if you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this Zoom session, please reach out to me. grichards@gavilan.edu. So send me an email, and we can set up a Zoom time or a call or whatever if you want more than what I can say in an email. So please reach out to me. So good luck on the final exam. I
Okay.
can't wait to watch your movies, and I'm going to stop the recording now. So.
All right.